I would spend my lunch recesses in elementary school playing soccer. Now, I was decent, but I was not one of the elite players. Now, in order to pick teams, we typically went through the potentially humiliating process of having two captains that picked their teams. Now, whether you got picked or not depended on how talented a soccer player you were, or if you happened to be friends with one of the team captains. Now, if you were neither one of those, then that meant your role for the lunch period was simply to wait and wonder if you would ever get in the game versus asking the question, what can I do to contribute to help my team win on the field? Now, as we begin our exciting journey through the book of Acts as a church, the disciples are going to be asking Jesus a when question from the sidelines, rather than asking a what question from the playing field. So let's see if you can kind of pick up what I'm saying. I'm excited to dive into this journey with you. Acts chapter 1, verses 6 through 8. Then they gathered around him and asked, Lord, are you going to at this time restore the kingdom of Israel? He said to them, it is not for you to know the times or the dates the Father has set by his own authority, but you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth. Now, the disciples are wondering if at this very moment Jesus is going to establish his earthly kingdom. Without realizing it, they're completely missing the point. See, rather than taking a passive approach through their when question, Jesus is inviting them to take an active approach through asking a what question. Now, Jesus gives them an answer to a question they didn't ask. And the answer comes in verse 8 when he tells them that they will be his witnesses. Now, at times, when I finally did get on the soccer field, I played as if I didn't know what was expected of me. Now, the reality was I did know what was expected of me. I knew I was supposed to kick the ball towards the other goal or stop the ball from my goal. The problem is when we don't like something or we feel overwhelmed, it's easy to become passive and pull back from that which is expected. Now, often the reason we shy away from asking Jesus the what questions is that we may get an answer that we don't want, one that will thrust us far out of what we are comfortable doing. Now, this word witness is where we get the word martyr from. In fact, the way that verse 8 would be fulfilled throughout the book of Acts was through suffering, persecution, and imprisonment. Right? Who wants to be on that playing field? But let us not miss one huge thing that Jesus says will happen. They will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes. And we too have that power as Christ followers. Right? Forgetting about that power will keep us asking the passive questions, but being aware of that power will embolden us to ask the what questions. As we engage in our mission of being witnesses, we will be met with power. So I'm going to leave you this question. What aspect of life are you shying away from being an active witness on the playing field?